When was the last time you saw an Antiope? Matter of fact, when was the last time you saw anyone using an SMG in Crucible? Now, we did some loadouts. We actually did a loadout with like Verity's Brow and Riskrunner, a very good loadout. We also did another one with Huckleberry and Chromatic Fire. But that was for PvE, and they were great for PvE. But let's be real, SMGs are not in the strongest state in Crucible. Now, I brought this up with clan members. I said, hey guys, what do y'all think about an SMG buff? And immediately they were like, hell no. Which is actually the general reaction from most people. Because the weapon you see before you was the most dominant weapon in D2 for about a year. So I completely understand it, but I do want to bring up the current time to kill values for all SMGs and how effective they really are in Crucible. So first up, the gameplay you're seeing here today. This is actually a randomly roll Antiope. Could definitely have some better perks here, like Pulse Monitor and Dynamic Sway, not bad. But obviously, the year 1 version is much better than this one. It does come with ricochet rounds though in that SC hollow sight. I also have a ranged masterwork, but I don't have it masterworked all the way out. And I'm actually going with freehand grip, which is actually really good because you kind of get that boost to handling and that increased accuracy. And I do tend to hip fire a lot with my SMG, especially if I'm like backing up from enemies. You're also going to see some gameplay of a trackless waist. Could definitely be some better rolls there. Essentially, guys, it's got snapshot, quick draw, ricochet rounds. Could definitely be a lot better. But the other SMG we're going to be looking at too is arguably probably the worst weapon in the game. It actually has my best roll. I've got Kill Clip, Zen Moment, High Cal rounds. Looks to be a pretty solid roll here, but that's stability. Good God. I don't really know why we have an SMG in the game that has only 15 stability. Still trying to figure that one out, but yeah, it is noticeable and it is terrible. Might be better on PC, I'm not sure. But let's talk about time to kill values for all SMGs. Currently, the best TTK value is actually our lightweight SMGs. These are our 900 round per minute SMGs, things like Mida Mini Tool. They have a 0.67 time to kill on low armor guardians and a 0.73 time to kill on high armor guardians. The problem is yeah, you have to hit all crits, which actually brings us to our precision frame SMGs, things like Antiope, which has a 0.8 second time to kill. But they're also the most forgiving, which is the huge selling point for them. Given the fact that most SMGs are kind of hard to control to begin with, you're going to be landing a lot of body shots. So even in Forsaken, these precision frame SMGs are arguably still the best for a number of reasons. Having great stability, great stats, have a really good range stat so you're avoiding damage fall off at least to some extent, and a lot of forgiveness there. Now, surprisingly enough, things like aggressive frame SMGs, such as the one we just looked at, as well as something like the Ikelos SMG, they actually have a very good TTK value at 0.67, but they're also more forgiving than our lightweight SMGs. So let's talk about it. Having a 0.67 optimal time to kill, that's pretty competitive. Like when you compare it to everything else, that's up there. Everything is kind of sitting, outside of like Not Forgotten Luna's How. Everything is sitting somewhere between 0.7 and 0.9 in terms of weapons that are competitive. So why are SMGs not being used? Despite that time to kill, against a good shotgunner, it's difficult to use, which is why you see all the gameplay here today with Fighting Lion. Most shotguns though, everyone's got a pretty decent roll, whether it's a Retotel or a Dust Rock Blues. Has a kill range of about 8 to 9 meters. It also doesn't help that our maps are a little more catered to those shotgun rushers at times. You could definitely bait them out. But when it comes to dealing with a shotgunner and I have an SMG in my hand, I feel very vulnerable because the time to kill there is just long enough that they can squeeze out 2 shots easily, even with a slow fire rate shotgun. Now, sidearms, they can compete. Their damage fall off doesn't seem nearly as punishing, but their time to kill values are all really good. Like the highest time to kill is actually the aggressive burst sidearms at 0.73. That's the highest. Everything else is around 0.5 to 0.7. Needless to say, that's why I feel like sidearms are actually in a really good spot to compete. We just don't have enough of them to choose from. Submachine gun, we actually have a lot of these. Think about it. We have the Iron Banner submachine gun, the Gambit submachine gun, Trackless Waste, Hard Truths, Bad Reputation, and Antiope. On top of that, having 2 exotic submachine guns, Huckleberry and Riskrunner, which are both pretty good. The problem is, guys, I feel like the time to kill values that we have currently for our SMGs are not going to allow the guns to truly compete. And I completely understand why people don't want to see SMGs buff. Hell, I hated year 1 dealing with Antiope every single weekend. It was literally trials of Antiope. But currently where SMG sit, guys, they just are too weak. Now, we have Black Armory coming around the corner, which means we should be getting a slew of new weapons. So, I mean, everything I'm saying about SMGs could be completely rectified once this update rolls out. And again, for me, I feel like I would use aggressive SMGs more than anything. Like Hard Truths, honestly, great time to kill. It's just got the right rate of fire where I can land consistent crits. The problem is, stability is terrible. And Ikelos, I want to use that SMG, but it's still stuck in year 1. They brought it to year 2. Oh my god, I would definitely use it. But if Black Armory rolls out, nothing's really changing in terms of our SMGs. I would like to see a blanket buff to most of these. So y'all let me know in the comments below what y'all think about them. Fellas and ladies, thank you so much for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.